I mean, I try to. I mean, I think giving back is really important. And so I've always supported organizations that help kids or the disabled, Make-A-Wish Foundation, the gay community, HIV organizations, AIDS organizations, breast cancer organizations, feeding people in Africa. You know, I'll support like Alicia Keys' Black Ball every year. You know, she got a lot of money out of my pocket, my girl. And I don't miss a dime. But it really is, you know, actually just having some compassion. You know, have some compassion for other people. And nobody's perfect. And the history of our country is not perfect. But the reality is we have to deal with these issues. We just have to talk about them. I've never been a judgmental person, like I said, because I've never looked at myself as any better or worse than anyone else. And so I've also never been intimidated by people because of that. You're no better or worse than me. People put one hand leg on at a time. Well, sometimes I do too. But, you know, that's just me. but I think I've always treated people with that respect. And my music, for instance, when it came out, because I had not just rap, but I had reggae influenced rap, I had house music on my album, my fan base became so diverse immediately that even my record company was scratching their heads because they wanted to put me in a box over here or a box over there, and you just could not put me in the box. I mean, I had old ladies coming up to me when I was 19 years old, you know, you all right. You know what I mean? Just the way I would speak, but really, to me, I'm more about inclusiveness. I don't want to exclude anyone from anything that I do. And even bridging the gap with women, that was really important to me from the beginning because I felt like, okay, well, and other female rappers at the time were like, men this, men that, men, you know. And I was like, well, we can't really dog the guys out until we get ourselves together. You know, so maybe we should, that's what a record like Ladies First came about. It's really about, let's treat ourselves as, you know, with respect. Let's see ourselves as queens. And then maybe we'll definitely get that respect from men. If we take care of each other. No, you want to fight over boys. You want to tear each other up while he's laughing somewhere. I mean, I hated that kind of stuff. So, for me, it's always been about being as inclusive as possible. And it's beyond being tolerant. Like, tolerance, although I appreciate tolerance, I think we're beyond being tolerant. We really have to move past the things of the past. We have to move into the future. And the only, I mean, we do. And you're not going to, there's no one segment of this population that's going to have America to itself. The sooner people accept that, the better. We have to share this country. We have to share this world. We have to share our water. For that matter. And so, it's as simple as striking up a conversation sometimes. You know, instead of, you know, sitting at the table, all the black kids all sit over here, and all the white kids sit over here, and all the Latino kids sit over here, like, let's exchange, let's sit at each other's table. I think we just have to really look towards one another, and look into each other's cultures and ideas, because there is a lot of cool culture out there that if you just stick to yourself, you'll never ever experience. You'll miss out. It's a big, beautiful world. A lot of people can learn a lot from handicapped people. You know, people can learn, I mean, when you see someone who has, you know, for instance, gone to war and lost a limb and has a prosthetic leg or something, who pulls themselves together, who runs a 5K or a marathon, what? And your lazy butt is laying in the bed? What? Come on now. I mean, there's so much to learn. And I always try to remain open to that, to learning from other people and learning different ideas and things, because life gets boring to me otherwise if I'm not experiencing something new and different.
Hey, are you ready for some questions?
Sure. I'll come
start of the evening, and we have compiled them, we've sorted through them. There's no way we can get through them all. So first let me apologize for that, but we've selected a number of questions that I think you'll find very interesting, and I know we're all anxiously awaiting your response to some of these questions. I also have for you, and I'll hand these to you as you leave, many of our audience members have written you notes and cards, and you know who you are, and I will hand those over as we finish this evening. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, the questions here, and they are written in your hand, so you'll have to bear with me as I read and try to pronounce everything. The first question, and I think this is interesting. We didn't really touch on this, I don't believe, in your earlier remarks. But the question is, what is your advice for young girls and women dealing with eating disorders and bringing more awareness to this problem affecting 8 million girls?
That's a tough one. I think, number one, parents really have to pay attention to that. Have to pay attention to the kids and make sure that you can catch something like that as soon as possible. Girls are under an amazing amount of pressure. I mean, we just are. I've fought through a lot. But I know for sure if I did not have the type of, if I just didn't give up, enough about what people do, then I would probably have an eating disorder, because you just can't, people in Hollywood have a really warped mentality about what you're supposed to look like, and who you're supposed to be. But I think girls are facing a lot of pressure from images they see in magazines and on television, and the over-sexualization of women, objectification of women. Everything's got to be about, you got to have a hot body in your booty, you got to be like this and this, So girls are really facing it. But I think it definitely also comes back to a confidence issue, and really trying to inspire healthy self-esteem in your children early. You have to feed them on the inside so that they know it's going to be okay. You don't have to compare. Now, I'm no expert in that field, so I cannot even attempt to sit here and pretend like I'm a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a specialist, but I know that the more confidence you have and the more communication you have with your parents guiding you through these things, I think the better off that they will be.